Okay. Are we live? Are we live? I think we just might be. Yes, there's my notification on the Facebook window. So let's go back to the StreamYard page. So, good morning, everybody. How are you doing? This is Cams with an experiment, a new idea. Monday morning, Monday the 27th of July, which of course you'll know because it's live. My cats might appear in the screen, so you might be lucky, you might not. Yep, they're skulking about. So the idea of this is, recently I published an interview. Let me go on this mic. Is this mic on? Yeah. So recently I published an interview with Christian and Julia Zielinski. This is a duo that I met at the Isle of Arran Guitar Festival back in October last year. And they are a classical duo. Now, back in 96, I bought a book by Frederick Node called Solo Guitar Player. And this is a book teaching you how to read music and how to learn to play classical guitar. I've been through the book 4 times, I think, and I've never got further than about a third of the way through, maybe half. Not entirely sure. But I remember when I got to round about that stage, the pieces started to get quite challenging and very rewarding. And I don't know what it is that stops me from continuing. It's probably life. Who knows? But listening to this interview, editing it last week, has inspired me to go through the book again. Now, I did have a pupil before lockdown who was keen on going through this book as well. So I thought I would start going through it for her. And of course, this is live, so I could let her know that I'm doing this and then she could jump in with me. So that's an idea. But the idea of this video is that, you know, when I get up in the mornings, instead of sitting going through my emails and my Facebook feed and all that, I thought the first thing I would do when I got up in the mornings is sit down with my book and do some practice. And in order to add some kind of level of accountability to it, I thought I would do it live on Facebook and maybe YouTube. I can't actually stream to 2 places at once on the free version of StreamYard. I may upgrade if this gets some traction. I don't know, but it's going to give me some good content. But the main purpose is that it's going to get me playing guitar and it's going to get me learning and advancing, because I don't know about you, but since lockdown kicked in, I have not really felt all that inspired to play. I did go through the open mic sessions, which I began. Was it around about the beginning of lockdown, sometime in April, I think, when I did a few live streams, bringing in other guests to play on my live stream. But the reason that didn't pan out is because the audio just wasn't up to par. And, you know, that bothered me, and I did get some comments from some folk out there that were watching. And, you know, I'm an audio guy. You've probably seen my studio. There's equipment all around me here. I want the audio to be good. So if it can't be good, then, you know, I was kind of put off from doing it, even though I spent quite a long time learning how to do it and figuring out all the tweaks and twiddles. But, you know, anyway. So, I don't know, if you think this is a good idea, come and join me. I'm planning to do it every morning when I get up in the mornings. I expect the tech will change around me. I'm going to be maybe trying different cameras, lenses, positions, etc., lighting. Let me show you the book. This is the revised and updated version, because I believe that my pupil still has my original book, which is fine. You know, she can keep that, and if she has it, I'll get in touch and she can go through it with me. But if you would like to go through this with me, that would give me an added incentive to keep it going. This is the book here, Frederick Node. I got this on Amazon, and it comes with a CD. My original book did not come with a CD. I had to buy a cassette tape separately, and then when I started going through the lessons on my computer, I had to figure out, I had to basically digitize the cassette tape so that I would have the MP3s. I remember doing that in Luxembourg, so let me think. MP3s, Luxembourg, we're talking 2004, something like that. Dave Hall, my stalker. Nice to see you, Dave. Thanks for tuning in. Go get your guitar, go make a cup of coffee, and sit down and we'll go through. I mean, the beginning lessons in this book are going to be so rudimentary. We're going to hammer through them in next to no time. Of course, you're not going to be able to be looking at the book as I'm playing. So, you know, it might be worth your while. I think so. And it would help me out with the old incentivization thing. Yeah, and the copyright thing obviously means I can't just take scanned images of the page and stick them up, because that would breach copyright, I'm quite sure. In fact, going through the lessons online might in fact breach copyright. I don't know. I don't think so, actually. Anyway, that's the plan. So we will start this morning. I'll probably hammer through the first few lessons because it's all about learning just how to read music and the notes of the open strings on the guitar. And of course, bearing in mind that I've been through this book before, I expect to get through them quite quickly. But let me just talk a little bit about my music history and as far as reading music goes. I was probably 6 or 7 when I started to play piano accordion. I used to go to Jim Hutchin in Ayr, Cathcart Street, every Saturday morning, and I remember having to miss cartoons and humph that accordion up the 3 flights of stairs to Jim Hutchin's classroom and feeling a bit miffed about that, you know, because Saturday morning cartoons were what life was all about at that age. And, you know, a big part of what we did in those classes was learning to read music. So I do have that background, but musical talent is something that I think I possess. You know, I don't feel uncomfortable saying that. And so what used to happen was when I was reading the music, I would get the music in my head and then I would play it from my head. And as I got more advanced, what used to happen was in order to speed that process up, when I got a new piece, I would take it to my neighbour next door, whom I called Aunt Jean. Lovely neighbour. And she would play the piece for me on the piano. And I would get the music in my head, and then I would play it from my memory. And the notes on the page became a prompt, if you will. I wasn't actually reading it, it was just a prompt. And as I started going through this book again, I found the same thing happening. Now, I used to go to Aunt Jean to speed up the process, but the process still works. I can actually read slowly and get through the notes, figure them out, get the melody in my head, and then go to memory. Is that the same for everyone? Is that, you know, my daughter's now studying music and is about to go off to music school actually next month, which is very exciting. And sight reading is a big part of what she's doing. She's learning French horn, going through a lot of classical scores and stuff, and actually arranging her own music. So reading and writing music is something that's a big part of what she's doing. So I could maybe have a conversation with her and ask her if it's the same, because she does have that musical talent that, you know, has got her into the musical world in the first place. Is she reading music or is she memorizing? Anyway, if you watch the interview that I did with Julia and Christian Zielinski, that's inspired this whole exercise, there's a good bit in the conversation where we talk about how they play without scores in front of them. And they do. They played an entire concert at the Liverpool Guitar Festival with no scores in front of them. So that's a lot of music. A lot of music. And I did mention that to them in the interview, and they spoke about it, and, you know, it's quite interesting to watch it back. So if you're interested in that, go watch the YouTube link. If you go to acousticguitar.io, my webpage, you'll find it on there. So take a look at that. Right, I'm going to get the book on my stand and we will get started. I don't have my guitar plugged into the music board, the mixer desk. So it's just going to be coming through this mic to start with. I'll probably plug in a DI box at some point and put the guitar through the mixer, so it's a bit better to hear. So starting at lesson 3, because that's where we're beginning to read music. So it talks about the music stave, the notes, the clef, the lines, the spaces, time and counting. So I'm good with all of that. We're going to crack on with exercise 1. So here we go. Right, I should be coming through this focus. Yeah. Right, I should be coming through this microphone for audio, for voice. Let me just turn up the preamp gain a little bit because it didn't sound that loud. So preamp gain's up. I hope the microphone will pick the guitar up adequately. So let's have a look. So I might need to use the wider angle lens on the next one because I'm in a new office position at the moment. Regular viewers will notice that this is not my usual sitting arrangement because I've moved my desk from over there to over here, and my camera used to be further away, so I'm not going to be fretting anyway. It's going to be open strings to start with. So we're playing with I, M, I, etc. So when it comes to fingers, I is your index, M is your middle, and A is your annular. That's how the classical guitar players, P, I, M, A, the classical guitar players use those letters for your picking hand. So in this lesson, we're playing the open E string in 4/4 time using I, M, I. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's exercise 1. It's basically a counting exercise and consolidating the open E string on the stave. Lesson 2, it's in 3/4 time, so kind of waltz 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're starting on the middle finger on this one, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So exercises 1 and 2, check. Exercise 3, we're back in 4/4 time. It's just more of the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exercise 4, we're in 3/2 time, does that say? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So notes on open string. Let us now learn the first 3 open strings of the guitar. Try the exercises in note recognition and counting. Remember particularly to go slow but keep the count even, and count and play simultaneously. So I think we'll leave it there for today. I've done my introduction. I've played the first couple of lessons, so you've got an idea of what's coming. And if you'd like to join me, come along and join the journey. It'd be nice to see you and strike up some conversation. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.